out here in the Susquehanna River. Normally where I'm standing would be completely underwater. As you can see, we are pretty dry out here. Got a little bit of a channel going through right here. But if we look over here a little bit, there is some rocks there that you wouldn't be able to get through. Zoom in just a little bit here. There you can see those rocks are starting to poke through. I could probably walk over to that patch without getting too terribly wet, but whether I really want to get wet at all today. As you can probably tell, there's a decent wind blowing right now. And if we scroll over or pan over, oops, this way here, I'll look back towards the shore. You can see all this riverbed that's exposed. All that rock should be underwater. We had roughly a ½ inch of rain this past week, but it wasn't really too much. It's going to help us out here as far as dry conditions, drought conditions go. For those who aren't familiar, this would be Upper Paxton Township, Dauphin County. And we're looking at the town of Millersburg. Thought about putting the drone up, but it's a little too breezy for that today, I think. So we're using just a cell phone on a gimbal, which I'm really testing out for the first time here. And as you can see, I can't get my directions quite right. Looking out over the northern section, looking towards Liverpool, over in that area. It's very nice weather today though. Low 50s out. Be even nicer if this wind weren't blowing. That's looking north up the Susquehanna River. Pan over to the west. You can see there's a lot of rocks out in the distance that are peeking out. Where I'm looking right now is usually a deeper section of the river. So seeing rocks start to pop up in this area is not a great thing. Now we're going to start panning to the south. That's looking south, down the Susquehanna. I'm one river left, which would be the east side of the river. Here we're looking over back towards the shore, river left again. As you can see, this is should all be underwater. That's how dry it is. I'm probably going to do a few updates here in the next few days and weeks maybe, especially if we don't get any more rain, just to see, get an update on how the river looks, conditions, how much lower it might go. I'm just panning back over here. Again, I'm on river left. That's looking up the Wiconisco Creek. Swinging bridge over there. We might take a little walk over there and take a peek up the Wiconisco Creek. See how that looks, see how low that is. I'll go find some other locations. Pan back over here, we can see in Millersburg, River Street. And back there in the distance, you can see the ferry boats are still out in the river. Normally this time of year they are dry docked and up on land, but because of the river's depth, or lack of depth rather, they're still docked out in the river yet. So in order for them to get down river just a little bit and up on the dry dock, we need some more water in the river. Oop. To get them safely up. I can see this drifts a little bit. But that's where we're at down here on the Susquehanna River. Millersburg, just south of Millersburg. Today is October 16th, 2024. Walking out on the swinging bridge that crosses the Wiconisco Creek. We're going to take a look at things here. Start off looking to the west, out to the mouth of the Wiconisco where it dumps into the Susquehanna River. This actually doesn't look too terrible right here. Look down here. Down a bit there. Scroll over. The other side of the creek. Might be hard to see. Zoom in a little bit, but you can see the water line where it was earlier, how much it's come down. And we'll look over here to the east. This is looking up the Wiconisco Creek. Here you can see the little spillway right here. Normally that spillway is entirely covered with water and it just flows out over top. Now there's only really a couple spots where it's really coming out over. If we don't get some rain soon, this will be more of a dam than a spillway. So this is really dry. Pan down here, you can see the creek bed underneath us here. Normally that's not entirely visible to see. And we're going to look up further out. The railroad bridge, that's Norfolk Southern line. And you can see quite a bit of rocks visible there on the right side. And if we zoom in a little bit further past the railroad bridge, you can see a lot more that's visible on the creek bed. Like with the river, normally that is all entirely covered with water. So that's the Wiconisco Creek here at the mouth of the Susquehanna, or the mouth of the Wiconisco where it empties into the Susquehanna. Pardon me. We'll go take a peek and see if we can find out some other locations. We'll be back. We are out here at the Wiconisco Creek, a little further east of where we were at the mouth of the creek where it empties into the Susquehanna. We're now out at Woodside Station Road area, and we are looking east right at the moment. Again, all that area right there that we're looking at should be underwater. It's not, obviously. Pan over here. We'll zoom down the river, or down the creek. Take a peek down there. Not too terrible down through there. We have a couple of big branches and some trees down from storms this year that never got cleaned up. If you look down further there, you can see where it's really low again. Take a look over here at the west side. That's up, obviously. Clouds, beautiful day. A little windy, a little breezy, a little chilly on the ears. But there we are looking west. Pan down here a little bit. See how dry it is, how low the creek is. It should all be underwater. That's how things look out here at this section of the Wiconisco. Really dry. We're traveling up 147 north of Millersburg. Taking a look at the river as we travel up along here. Kind of hard to see through all the trees past the railroad tracks and everything, but you can probably make out a little bit how low that looks out there, how much of the riverbed's exposed. It's rather impressive. I don't know that I've seen it this low for many, many, many years, if maybe ever. To see this much rock, this much of the riverbed showing. I'm just going to take a quick little ride up through here. See how much of that's showing through.